my god. Okay, that's not good.
What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. Today's another install day for the C8 Corvette. We got another part from Paragon Performance, but before I show you guys what we're installing, I went ahead and wrapped the car another color. I went on the Savage Rally, we had a bunch of sponsor stickers all over the car, and when we went to go and peel them up, there's a bunch of adhesive still on it, and the actual wrap came up as well. So it was either rewrap it green or rewrap it a whole different color. So I decided to just go with another color since I already had the roll here. I'd already planned on doing another wrap eventually anyway, so without further ado guys, here's the new color. I decided to go with Avery Light Gloss Blue. It's very close to Rapid Blue. It's about I'd say about 3 or 4 shades lighter. When you have them next to, side by side to each other, you could definitely tell a difference. I'll actually post a picture now. This is my buddy Tony's hardtop convertible Rapid Blue C8 next to mine. As you guys can see, it's just about, I don't know, probably 2 or 3 shades different. It's a little bit lighter, his is a little bit darker. And then when you actually get both cars into the actual shade, they get even closer in color. But for the most part, it's a little bit lighter than the Rapid Blue. This time when we wrapped the car, I had a couple of friends help me out with it as well. I had Frankie with the GT3 RS and Caleb with hands-on detailing helping me out. It came out so much better than the green. There's a lot less mistakes. It's also my second time doing it rather than just my first. I decided to keep the black hood and the black roof just because I think it looks so aggressive. What do you guys think? I think it came out amazing. I haven't done any rollers yet or got it out on the road and done any videos, but I can't wait to see this thing in motion. I think this thing will look insane going down the highway. As for the new part we got from Paragon Performance, we got the new carbon fiber steering wheel. Guys, check this thing out. Carbon fiber up top with the red tape, carbon fiber below. I decided to go with the leather steering wheel because I have the suede right now and I don't like it when I'm racing. My hands get a little sweaty and they soak into the wheel. But guys, check this thing out. Let's get in the car so I can show you the difference between the two. All right, so right away you could definitely tell some differences between the stock steering wheel and the aftermarket steering wheel. The first thing I noticed on the stock steering wheel are the handles up here at the 10 o'clock and 2 o'clock positions. They're very thin. It's just a tiny, like, nothing really to grip on. On the aftermarket steering wheel, it actually looks like it has an actual grip for your hand, and actually the wheel itself is much girthier than the stock wheel. So especially up here at the top, you'll notice that, I mean, it's not very girthy, it's kind of skinny up top. Over here with the carbon fiber, definitely a bit more girthy. Not much more, but still definitely a bit girthier. It feels a lot better on the hands. And then definitely on the side handles here, this is much bigger. Definitely a lot easier to handle than the stock steering wheel. It's very thin. Like I said, instead of the suede, I decided to go with the leather just so my sweat doesn't really soak in. I guess I could use gloves, but this will also be nice driving on the road. The bottom feels a little girthier as well. Not by much, but a little bit. I think this new steering wheel is going to feel so much better in the hands. Can't wait to get it on. I want to say the install, I watched it takes about 20 to 45 minutes. So let's get started. All right, so one of the first things we're going to want to do, since we're going to be taking off the steering wheel and messing with the airbag, is to disconnect the battery. So the first thing I'm going to do is roll down the window, maybe leave the door open, just because you're not going to be able to get that door open again unless you use the manual latch down here. I'm just gonna roll down the window, open the door, and then go and disconnect the battery. Underneath the frunk, you're gonna wanna take out these 2 plastic panels, 1 on each side. It's just held on by 4 clips. They're pretty easy to get out. Just pop that off like that. Same thing with the other side. Just go and pull that bad boy off. There. And then you need to take this big panel off here. There's 4 clips. They're all in each corner. So you're gonna pop those off. Go ahead and slide it on out. You're gonna need a 10 mil. You're gonna wanna take off the negative side of the battery. Go ahead and give that a few turns, and then you should be able to just pop off the negative side of the battery. All right, so after you get that negative side of the battery terminal taken off, I believe we wait about 10 minutes, says the manual, before we start messing with that airbag. While we're waiting for that 10 minutes, let me show you guys the website. So again, paragonperf.com. Head over to the search, type in steering or steer, and then you guys will see there Paragon Performance steering wheel for the C8 Corvette. Guys, this thing is only $699. I don't think there's any other steering wheel out on the market that cheap, especially for the C8 Corvette. I want to say they're all in the 4-digit range, like that $1,200 plus, maybe even closer to $2,000 depending on options. This is so affordable at $700. So if you guys scroll down here, you can select the style. They have leather or suede. Neither or changes the price. They're both $700, $699.99. If you guys scroll down a little bit further, they show you guys a little bit more detail about the C8 Corvette carbon fiber steering wheel. Guys, I like to be extremely transparent with you guys. The only thing that it does not retain is the heating element for the steering wheel. So if you guys are down here in Florida, it doesn't really matter, but maybe up north you guys might care. Other than that though, you get the 12 o'clock red stripe, you get your choice of leather or suede, and I believe they all come with red stitching. They have a tab here under the instructions. It's about a 20-minute video, shows you guys exactly how to install this thing. If you guys don't like my video, you guys can definitely watch theirs. And the last tab they have there is fitment. It fits both the 2020 and the 2021. Once you guys select which style you want, go ahead and add it to your cart. As always, Paragon Performance gave me a promo code to give to you guys. It's RWDC8STEER. That should take 5% off of that steering wheel for you guys for a $35 discount. All right, so the first thing we're gonna wanna do is behind the steering wheel, behind the paddle shifters, there's this little plastic piece. We're gonna wanna take a little pry tool and get that out of there. All right, so I'm gonna go in from behind here and just pop it out like so. As you guys can see, there's just one big tab that goes on the back side and then just 3 smaller tabs. So if you do it kind of like how I showed you there, it just pops out really easily. And then over the passenger side, same thing. Just gonna get your little tool in there and pop her out like so. What that did was reveal a 10mm bolt, so we're gonna take that out of both sides and then our airbag should just pop right out. I already took the left side out, the right side's right here. It's just a 10mm bolt. They're not in there very tight, and the bolts themselves aren't that long either. There's about that long right there. All right, once you get those 2 10mm bolts pulled out of the side, you're gonna wanna pull on the airbag just ever so slightly. Be gentle with it. You have 2 connectors you gotta pull off, or 3 connectors actually. All right, so here's a top view. We've got these 2 airbag connectors we need to take off, and then this 1 red connector down here. Now these airbag connectors, you're gonna see a orange tab on either side of the connector. You're gonna need to pull both tabs up at the same time. So let's see if I can do this for you guys. There, that one's up. This one's up. Come on. And we should be popping off here in a second. 1 sec. Let's try that again. Pull up on this side. Yeah, so this side gave out and this side was fine. All right, cool. So that was 1. And then this one we're gonna pop up on this side. This one we're gonna pop up over here. There's 2. All right, 2 airbags done, or 2 airbag connectors done. All we have left is the red connector here on the back. And the easiest way I've seen this connector being taken off is taking a straight edge screwdriver, prying up where that connector lip thing is right there, and just pulling out on the connector like so. And then your airbag's disconnected. Then at the top of the steering wheel here, we've got this last connector. This one's a little tricky. You're gonna pull out on the red tab, like so. And then underneath here you have a little yellow tab. You're gonna wanna squeeze that and pull out on the connector. So squeeze that yellow tab and then try getting this connector out. I'm gonna squeeze here and I'm gonna try prying out with the screwdriver a little bit. It's just so tight to get your fingers in there. That seemed to work pretty well. Just taking a little straight edge screwdriver and prying it out ever so slowly. It's not much room to play with, so you might just have to wiggle it out slowly but surely. But there you go. Fold her over. All right, so the next step you're gonna wanna do is get a T50 Torx bit, and you're gonna take this bolt out. You're gonna need a friend to help you out with this. One of you guys is gonna have to hold onto the wheel while the other one cranks on the bolt.
Oh my god. Okay, that's not good.
Well, that's not good. My Torx bit just broke off, huh?
Is that how you're supposed to do it, babe?
Well, that sucks. Let's see if I can get that out of there. Whew, all right, crisis averted. We didn't mess up the bolt, or the bolt head anyway. This thing just broke off. Okay, time to go get another one. All right, let's try that again. Got another T50 Torx from AutoZone. It's got a 2 or 3 year warranty on it, so if we break this one, we can get another one, I guess. They have 1 more left on the rack, so here we go. Ready? Oh, woo! This thing is on there. All right, 3rd time's a charm. I think we got this. I got an extension with the jack handle on there, so get a lot of leverage. I'm gonna hold on to this, and we're gonna see if we can get this nut off, or this bolt off. Here we go. Ready? On 3. 1, 2, 3, go. Go, 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 go. All right, we broke it loose. All right, I'm gonna go up again. I think it's still tight, so I think you're gonna have to go up again. All right, you ready? 1, 2, 3, go. Go, 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 go. It's still on there, huh? Still pretty hard? All right, 1 more time. Let's see. We're at a 1/4 turn so far. Yep, keep going. Keep going, keep going. I think it's on there, huh? All right, let me see if I can get it with the ratchet now. All right, so we got it broken loose. I'm gonna take my breaker bar, hold it with 1 hand, and turn it with the other. All right. It's actually still on there pretty tight. You can watch that the line that's on there. We're almost at a full turn. And it's still on there pretty good. Jeez, this bolt is on there. They did not want the steering wheel coming off, huh? See if the impact wrench can get this thing out a little faster. Not sure if that's recommended. All right, so then they say after you get the bolt all the way out, you want to go ahead and actually thread her in a few threads. 1, 2, 3, something like that. Then what you're going to want to do is grab the steering wheel and you're going to want to yank on it. So here we go. We're just going to give a nice yank. Another one. Another one. Come on. There we go. All right. Now we'll go ahead and unscrew the bolt. And this thing should slide right off. Woo! All right, so the next thing we're gonna have to do is transfer over the wiring harness and all the buttons and controls over from our stock steering wheel over to the Paragon Performance carbon fiber steering wheel. All right, so the very first step is gonna be taking out these 2 T10 Torx screws at the very top. One, guys, try to stay organized because there's I don't know how many screws there are, but looks like there's a few. Try to stay organized so you don't lose any of these. There goes 2. After you get those 2 screws out, you're gonna wanna go ahead and get this little panel out. You can just kind of pry from the bottom with your fingers, and then this little plastic piece will come out. The next thing you're going to want to do is in this hole right here, there's a T20 Torx screw. You're going to want to get that out. Once you get that bolt loosened up, if you have something magnetic, it'll pull the screw out. If not, just flip it over, it'll come out. The next thing you're going to want to need to do is in the bottom right hand corner over here, there's a connector. You're going to need to pry this top plastic up and pull the connector out. But basically your end goal is just to pop it out like that. The next thing you're going to want to do is flip over the steering wheel. We're going to want to get these paddle shifters off. You're going to need your T20 again to unscrew the 2 bolts holding on the paddle shifters. You got 2 here and 2 here. All right, so after you get your 4 bolts out, you're going to want to pull off the paddle shifters by pulling them backwards and flipping them over to reveal the connector here. You're going to want to take a straight edge screwdriver. There's a clear plastic piece. You're going to want to pull that back like so. And then you're going to want to push down on this gray clip and then pull back. Go and flip her around and do the other one. Same thing, pull up, flip it around to reveal the connector. Take your straight edge, pull that clear piece back first, like so. Push down on the connector and pull out. That one came out really easy. Next up are these 4 T20 screws. After you get those 4 screws off, basically what we're going to do is walk the back plastic piece up. There's going to be 2 connectors on the bottom corners here. I'll show you guys in a second. All right, and then once you get her loose here, you'll see this teal colored connector there. It's the same as the paddle shifter. And then on this side, we have another connector. It's black. It looks like black and gray. We have to disconnect that one as well. I'm going to show you guys the teal side as best as I can. Just because it allows you to pick it up higher on this side. On the other side, it doesn't quite let you get the plastic up high enough. So you're just going to pop up that clear tab, like so, and then you're going to push down on the green and then slide it out. Came out really easy. Once you get the other side off, it becomes a little bit looser. You can flip it over. So this steering wheel is heated. Here's the heating wire coming out of the steering wheel. We're going to have to disconnect it. This will not transfer over to the other one. It is tied down by a zip tie, so you're going to want to cut that out of there. All right. And then we're just going to want to disconnect the wire itself. So there's a red tab. Maybe slide that thing up. Once you get that red piece pulled out, the safety tab pulled out, there's the middle black portion. You want to push in there like so. All right, we'll go ahead and set this heating wire to the side. Next, we're going to need our T20 again. We're going to take out the 2 screws on each side of the steering wheel right here, and this should release the buttons on the front. All right, after you get those 4 out, we're going to carefully turn this thing back over. There's 2 more bolts on the very front. These guys right here, they're T20s as well. Go ahead and get those out of there. And these are actually the last 2 bolts you're going to need to get this entire wiring harness and buttons out of here. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to pull up on these controls. Just be gentle with it. All right, and what we're gonna do here is we're gonna try to pull everything out the front side of it, just like so. There we go. Now we just gotta transfer this all onto our new steering wheel. All right, so we got our stock steering wheel completely disassembled. The only difference is you have the heating element wire. Now we're gonna take our brand new steering wheel and reverse all those steps. I'm gonna show you guys how to install it because this is a little more difficult than like most of our how-tos. So let's go ahead and put it back together. All right, so let's go ahead and reverse what we did. We're gonna slide this through the front of the wheel ever so gently, not to scratch up that brand new carbon fiber. Let's see here, like so. Go ahead and get this on the back, this up here on the front. All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is try to get this top portion in here correctly. Be mindful of the wiring harnesses. Try not to pinch anything. All right, so once you got that front piece on there pretty decently, we're gonna go ahead and put those first two T20s or those last two T20s that we took out. All right, so after we get those two T20s in the front there, we're gonna flip the steering wheel around. Try to get something nice underneath the steering wheel so you don't scratch up that carbon. I'm using a little mouse pad. All right, when you get it flipped over, first thing you want to do is get those 4 screws that we had taken out of the side. Those are T20s as well. After you get those 4 screws in, the next part is getting those 2 connectors plugged in that you have to get it really close to. I'll try to show you it the best I can. So what I actually ended up doing to make it a little more easier was to push in the clip that's actually the closest, the really hard, difficult one to get to. Put that one in first, then come back to the easier one, the teal side, and then go ahead and get that one clipped in. Because the teal side is so much easier than the other side. Boom. Then once you get those 2 clipped in, now we're ready to set this back piece on here. Not difficult whatsoever. And then we got the 4 screws up top here. I've never done a steering wheel install before. This is actually my very first time. But to be honest, it's not really that hard at all. If you can take things apart and put them back together, you should be able to do this pretty easy. The only hard part was we're gonna need a partner to get the original steering wheel off. That bolt was on there. Then after we do those 4, we need to put on the paddles. Guys, the only tricky part of this one is to make sure that this tab goes into this hole of the steering wheel. So we're gonna go ahead and connect them first. Make sure you get the right one on the right side. We're gonna connect the connector first, push down the safety tab, and make sure that tab goes into that hole. And then you put your 2 screws in there. These are, I believe, what, T20s again? Yep. All right, and then after you get that one side done, go ahead and repeat for the other side. Once you get those paddle shifters on, you're gonna flip it back over. Do you guys remember the 2 connectors down here that we had to pop out of place? You're just gonna pop those back into place, and it should look something like this. Remember, you're not gonna have a connector going into the connector over here because that was for the heated steering wheel, and the carbon fiber you can't have a heated steering wheel with. So, should look something like that. And then we'll go ahead and get these 2 other trim pieces in, or the top trim piece in, and then the bottom T20 in. All right, guys, unfortunately the battery died, so we're gonna switch over to the camera phone. As you guys will see here, we're putting the steering wheel back on. We got it all reassembled. Where you slide it on, there is a flat spot right here. There's only one way the steering wheel can go on. You just go ahead and slide it on there. Once you get it on, go ahead and replace that connector and lock that one down. Then what we're gonna do is take the bolt and we're going to put some Loctite on it. After you get some Loctite on it, you're gonna go ahead and rethread the bolt in. This bolt only has to be torqued down to 33 foot-pounds, which is really surprising because this thing was a monster to get off, but I guess it was because of Loctite. All right, so after you get the wheel torqued on there, 33 foot-pounds, I don't know why my line is sideways now instead of straight down, but it is maybe the different thickness in the steering wheel. And then after that, you go ahead and connect your airbag back in. So reverse what we did earlier, do the red connector first and then the 2 round connectors up top. After you get all 3 of those connectors on, you're just gonna flip over the airbag, slide her in. Remember, we just gotta put those 2 10mm bolts on each side, along with replacing those plastic covers. After you guys get your steering wheel on, don't forget to put your battery back on and get your trim pieces back in. All right, guys, and now for the big reveal. Check it out. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this steering wheel. Check out the red tape at the top. The grip fits in the hand well. It is an awesome, awesome steering wheel, guys. You guys can't go wrong getting this steering wheel. You guys will absolutely love it. Remember, guys, if y'all want to get your Paragon Performance Carbon Fiber steering wheel, just head on over to ParagonPerf.com. Use that promo code RWDC8STEER. That'll get you guys 5% off your steering wheel. I believe it's a $35 savings. But anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see y'all next video. Later.